Hello, Potato. You're probably wondering why you're looking at a record player right now. And that's because we're going to not just listen to a record, but take part in one by playing a game of Co-Star, the record acting game. You act the scenes opposite your favorite star, who is apparently Fernando Lamas, doing scenes from the motion picture The King and the Chorus Girl, which I looked it up. He doesn't star in. The role that apparently he is playing in this is played by somebody called Fernand Gravy in that movie. Fernando Lamas, I did a little looking up on him, is indeed the father of Lorenzo Lamas, if that's what you're wondering. You know, the star of Renegade and Falcon Crest and more recently the star of such classics, or to-be classics, as Real Blood, The True Beginning, and Las Vegas, Vietnam, the movie. But we're not going to make fun of Lorenzo Lamas. We're looking at Fernando Lamas. So I am not familiar with him. Looking through his list of films, there's a lot of them. Villarica del Espiritu Santo in 1945, and The Avengers, no, not that one, in 1950. The Merry Widow in 1952, I think I may have heard of that one. Dangerous When Wet in 1953. Wonton Ton, The Dog Who Saved Hollywood. And looks like his final movie role was The Cheap Detective, which is a movie I actually have heard of, and I have on DVD, and I haven't watched yet. But it stars Peter Falk, and I think it's a Paul Simon. Is it Paul Simon? Neil Simon. Paul Simon's the musician. Neil Simon. And I picked it up because I love Neil Simon's Murder by Death, and I love Peter Falk in that, and it frankly looks kind of like Falk plays the same role in The Cheap Detective, just with a different name. Oh! Knocking stuff down. But I'm not here to talk about Peter Falk either, I'm talking about Fernando Lamas and The King and the Chorus Girl. So this apparently is a series of discs. I actually have a couple of them. I have the first two. I have Fernando Lamas here, and then I have Cesar Romero. I would actually like to find, if I could, the Basil Rathbone and the Vincent Price, but somehow I don't think I'm going to find those in the bargain bin at the tent sale at Half Price Books. And that's where I got these from. Last year, towards the end of summer, Half Price Books did one of their little parking lot tent sales where you could fill up a bag for $15. And I went on one day and we saw these there, and I took pictures and put them on Instagram because I thought they were funny. And I got them and I was like, I realized these are an opportunity. And I should get these. When am I ever going to see these again? So went back the next day, and picked them up along with a bunch of other junk. So what does the instructions here say about this product here? All the world's a stage, and all the men and women merely players. Now, through the recorded magic of this fascinating new game, Co-Star, Shakespeare's immortal words take on an entertaining new meaning. Co-Star is the game that brings your favorite star into the comfort of your own home, gives you the opportunity to act real scenes opposite the famous personality. Here, for the first time, you are cast as a hero or heroine, villain or clown, dowager or ingenue. For the first time, you act out the human emotion of the play, love, hate, fear, pathos, comedy, against, I think it's pathos, isn't it? Against a background of professional dialogue, music, sound effects, and most of all, the give and take between you and your favorite star. This record takes you out of the audience and places you in the center of the stage. Anyone can play Co-Star, whether you're 8 or 80. If you can read the enclosed script, you can play this wonderful new game that is already sweeping the country. I don't know. I wonder about that. Did it sweep the country? This sounds fun, though. Note, by making use of your tape machine, you can tape the scene and play opposite your favorite star, and then play the entire scene back. This would aid in perfecting your acting ability and give you, on tape, a permanent record of your Co-Star performance. Well, I'm going to do you one better, Co-Star. We're going to record it on video and put it on the YouTubes. And hopefully this is old enough and obscure enough that they don't copyright claim it and blitz this video off of my channel. What else is on here? Produced by Hugo and Luigi. Okay. Any unauthorized commercial use of tapes or records of Co-Star, the record acting game is strictly prohibited. Well, this isn't exactly commercial because I don't make any money. All right, so what do we got in here? So in your co-star, all I've done with this before is I checked when I bought it to make sure the script was there and the disc didn't look like absolute garbage. And the script is there, and it's definitely aged. And the disc actually doesn't, oh, it's a little dusty, but it doesn't look too bad. Give that a quick wipe down. And so there are 7 scenes on here. Looks like about half of them are Alfred and Humbert, and the other half are Alfred and Dorothy. So I'm going to see if we can't get us up some Alfred and Humbert here. Hopefully, this actually works, because I haven't tried it. We are playing this together, so this is a very short video. If it looks like we're almost done, it didn't work. All right, let's turn this on. So yeah, you get your script book, and for some reason, I appear to have a page of somebody's short story with no name on it. I don't think this is part of this, because these names don't match. Well, here it is, if you want to pause and read it. And I don't know, if this goes really short, like if it doesn't work, maybe I'll read it if this doesn't work. So I've got my co-star Fernando Lamas, scenes from the motion picture The King and the Chorus Girl script book. All right, let's start with scene 1, which is Alfred and Humbert. And I am playing the role of Humbert. Oh.
Co-Star presents Mr. Fernando Lamas and scenes from the motion picture The King and the Chorus Girl, adapted especially for you. In this story of a young ex-king with the title role of Alfred, played by Fernando Lamas, we first meet the unemployed monarch in his Paris apartment. He awakens at his usual late hour, pours himself a breakfast drink of brandy, and makes his way into the anteroom where Humbert, his friend and ex-chancellor, played by you, waits for him.
Good morning, Humbert. Why do we always keep that chandelier lighted? Draw the curtains. Let in a little sunlight, huh? No sun, huh? Humbert, roughly, approximately, what time is it?
April, Your Majesty.
Really, as late as that, huh? Now, what happened to February and March?
They were around. You weren't up.
What sort of a winter was it?
The usual. The worst in 20 years. What would you like for breakfast?
Brandy.
Couldn't you, for once, have something else?
All right, scotch.
Yes. And after breakfast, I thought you might like to go somewhere for the evening.
What is your suggestion?
There's a play at the Lyceum. There's a horse show at the Venedome. I recommend the horse show. Better acting.
How are the seats?
Pretty hard, Your Majesty, I'm afraid. At the Vendome, I would take a full...
No, that wouldn't do, no. The horse show is out. Now, did you test some other seats?
I did. At the opera, the seats are comfortable, but the soprano is very loud. 18 minutes.
How about the Comédie Musique?
The seats are so-so, but there's a lullaby in the first act that might help. I'd say 16 minutes.
Can't you do better than that?
Oh, of course, there's the Folie Bergère. Your record there is 11 minutes. You could try for 10.
Yes, I suppose I could.
Of course, too, Your Majesty. Some of the
Are you
girls...
starting that again?
Beg pardon, but it's been 3 weeks since... What was her name? Emily? Rather unusual in your family.
Humbert, do you remember that we used to go fox hunting?
Why, yes.
Well, now, how much sport do you think it would be if the fox pursued you?
Yes, I see your point.
I've known fox hunts to last all day, but 10 minutes. An evening. Of course, there was that one girl in Vienna. Diane, was it? Something of a record, eh? Nearly a whole week. Oh, well, let's go to the Folie Bergère. Hey, it's noisy in here.
Yes, Your Majesty, the audience is looking at you.
Oh, dear, I'll have to sleep with my eyes open. Yes, I suppose so. Fortunately, I inherit the faculty. Very useful, when reviewing the troops.
That's a rather attractive line, of course, girls.
Is it?
They're carrying little mirrors.
Hubbard, are you doing that? What is that unpleasant light in my eyes?
One of the girls is flashing her mirror in them, I'm afraid.
Oh? Which one?
The third one from the right.
Oh, yes. Tell me, is she winking at me too?
I'm afraid she is. She's impudent. I'll speak to the manager.
Speak to the manager. Find out where she lives.
Huh?
Invite her for supper tonight.
Yes, Your Majesty. All right, so that was a thing, wasn't it? I am going to spare you me trying to do a girl's voice, because I can barely do a man's. So let's see where the next male scene is. Scene 4, which is on side 2. Flip it over. Do it again. Alright. So we'll do scene 4. Looks like it's narration, so I don't need to introduce the scene. So the joke that I was too slow to get across in that last scene was how long it takes him to fall asleep. That's what all the references to the minutes were. But I spoke too slowly. Having not played this before, I have no idea how long the gaps are in between his lines. That's why you rehearse things. But what fun would that be? Like I'm ever going to play that? Actually, no. I could see playing this again if I were, drunk. Alright. Do scene 4. It's Alfred and Humbert again. So not make horrible noise this time. Hey!
In this scene, you play Humbert. As you enter your friend's apartment, you have 2 surprises in store for you. 1, he is up. 2, he is busily engaged in exercising with a machine. From his position in the seat of the machine, Alfred speaks to you.
This is hard work.
This is hard work.
I screwed up. Let's back this up and try again. I said the wrong lines.
In this scene, you play Humbert. As you enter your friend's apartment, you have 2 surprises in store for you.
I'll
1,
not read the wrong lines
he
this
is
time.
up. 2, he is busily engaged in exercising with a machine. From his position in the seat of the machine, Alfred speaks to you.
This is hard work.
May I ask, Your Majesty, what on earth is that contraption?
Obviously, a rowing machine.
You are exercising with a rowing machine.
Yes, we are going on a picnic tomorrow.
We? You mean you and
Be
I?
ridiculous. I'm taking Miss Alice.
And you will row the boat?
Exactly. It seems that's customary in America. She will supply the lunch. Which reminds me, I'm ravenous.
Yes, Your Majesty. Scotch or brandy?
Neither. Food. Ham and eggs, American style.
Ham and eggs, American style. I hope the chef has the recipe. Anna, go ask for him, please.
You know, Humbert, I discovered something last night. You know, food has certain nutritive values, and besides, it tastes good.
You discovered that last night?
Yes. We went to the most amazing little restaurant.
You and Miss Ellie?
Naturally. And Babette and Gaston. Wonderful fellow, Gaston. Astonishing mind for mathematics.
Mathematics?
Yes. You see, when you go into the restaurant, you must be sure not to let the women look at the menu. Right away you say, we want a 20-franc dinner.
Is there such a thing? The 20-franc
Exactly.
dinner?
Without wine, you say.
No wine?
Wine can be very expensive, Humbert. Of course, what you tell the women is the wine is very bad in this place.
It wouldn't do to let the water heat. Hear you say that. Waiter, hear you say
It
that.
didn't occur to me until later. Now, the waiter didn't agree, but it worked out very well after all. Yes.
It did?
You see, the waiter made us drink the wine to prove we were wrong. Gaston is such a clever fellow. He still claimed it was bad. Saved us a lot of money. You see, there was still the tip and the hat check girl.
Ah, yes, the hat check girl.
Oh, but I outwitted her completely.
How was that, Your Majesty?
Well, I just left my hat in the check stand and walked out bareheaded.
Oh, that was very clever of Your Majesty.
Yes, I thought so too. You see, when I reached in my pocket, there wasn't any money in it.
Then, of course, Gaston had to pay the check.
Humbert, you haven't the slightest idea of protocol in such matters. Gaston paid half. That was the agreement.
But what about your half?
Well, Miss Ellis whispered to me to reach in her purse.
That was very thoughtful of her.
Wasn't it? It was most unfortunate. I reached into Babette's by mistake.
Your Majesty, what happened?
She thought I was a thief, of course. Oh, Gaston was very angry. He felt a little better when Miss Ellis offered to pay the whole check. Oh, Humbert, it was such a wonderful evening. You know, I never had one like it before.
I'm sure you never did.
Say, all this talk of food and I'm starving. Where are my ham and eggs?
I'll go see how they're coming along.
No. You stay where you are. I'll go. Say, which way is the kitchen?
Why, I'm afraid I don't know.
You don't know? You've lived in this apartment 3 years and you don't even... Oh, Anna, you'll know. You just came from there. Now point me the way to the kitchen, eh? Oh, that way. Thank you.
Anna, did you see? Did you hear? He's eating. He's interested. He's even exercising. Anna, at all costs, that girl must not give in. Talk to her. Pay her money. It will help. Oh, you already talked to her. And she's falling in love with him. Oh no, what a tragedy. Better for her to run away if she has to. I know. Let her tell him her fiancé has sent for her to come home and get married. Oh, what a pity. He was exercising. I wonder how it would feel to exercise. Oh, it's hard work. All right, there's one more scene left with Humbert in it, so we might as well just go ahead and do it. And it looks like a shorter, it's just 2 pages. So, yeah. You definitely need to practice with this if you wanted to do it well. Because, yeah, I mean, trying to guess how long the gaps are is a little difficult. Obviously, Alfred stepped on my lines a couple times, and there were that one big long speech where I had that huge gap at the end because I rushed through it because I haven't been going fast enough thus far. Also, I'm a horrible actor. But let's do scene 6, and we'll finish this off. This is actually kind of fun. I can see why people would have done this for video games.
Alfred is upset, and naturally he turns to you, Humbert.
Humbert, I want to talk to you.
Yes, Alfred.
Sit down. Tell me, where's the yacht?
The yacht's at Havre.
Is it ready to sail, or are they scraping the bottom again?
It's ready to sail, Your Majesty.
I don't want that bottom ever scraped again.
Yes, Your
Every
Majesty.
time I want to use that boat, they're scraping the bottom. They spend more time under that boat than they do on it.
Yes, Your Majesty.
I'm leaving tomorrow for the Mediterranean, alone.
Alone?
Except for a young lady. She doesn't know it yet.
You're not thinking of abducting her.
Oh, I'm not, eh? I made a terrible mistake with that girl. I don't know how it happened. I just didn't start off right. I'm on the defensive. I wheedle. I coax. I'm considerate. But tomorrow will be different. She'll get in my car, and we are off at 90 miles an hour. In 2 hours, we are on the yacht. The yacht steams away, and then let her try arguing with me.
Alfred, I hate to appear contradictory, but it hardly seems logical to win a girl's favor by abducting her.
Don't you understand? I have to get her on that boat. She's going back to America to some doctor. Yes. He's trying to tell her he'll marry her. It's ridiculous, but...
What's ridiculous about it? People do get married, you know.
What? Oh, yes, I suppose they do. Married, huh? Nah, it's all nonsense. There is no doctor. She made it all up. There couldn't be a doctor. Could there?
I don't know.
Well, whether there is a doctor or not, he is not going to be on that boat. So you arrange everything.
Yes, Your Majesty, but...
But what?
Let her go, Alfred. As a matter of fact, she's already gone.
Well, what do you mean already gone?
She left for Havre an hour ago. She's sailing for America today.
How do you know? Why didn't you tell me?
She told me. She asked me not to tell you. You see, she happens to love you.
She loves me? You said she loves me?
Don't break her heart, Alfred. Let her go.
Are you out of your mind? Order my car. And you're going to be very busy while I'm driving to Havre. Loves me, you said? Well, then I'm gone.
All right, so that is our experience today with co-star The Record Acting Game, starring Fernando Lamas. So interesting thing, the script apparently is not actually based on what he says in the record. Where's that part? The part where he asks for breakfast. There we go. So if you remember, when I say, yes, Your Majesty, Scotch or brandy, his response is neither food in the record. But in the script, he's supposed to call me an idiot. So I'm wondering if he recorded off of the script as well, and then just ad-libbed. But yeah, I mean, that could be a fun way to kill an hour. I could see that being like 1930s karaoke. When is this? Surely there's a date on here somewhere, right? Additional scripts may be obtained by sending 25 cents in a self-addressed envelope to Roulette Records Incorporated, 659 10th Street, New York City. That'd be fun, just send them a quarter. See if anybody still exists at that address. Surely there is a copyright year on this, right? I mean, there must be, but I don't see it. I'm going to look it up. Well, quick search hasn't bared much for me, other than these were originally released in the 50s and 60s, but in 1977, so I guess for the 20th anniversary, so I guess 57 must have been the first one, so that probably is when this came out, because this is number 2. They re-released them all. So I don't know if this is a original 50s or 60s version, or a 1977 re-release. And I guess it doesn't really matter, does it? I mean, even if it's a 77, it's still a 40-year-old record. But yeah, I'm seeing, just looking around, that apparently Amazon actually does sell some of these. So I might, like I said, I already have the Cesar Romero one. But I might see if I can find some of those other ones, because this is kind of fun. I hope it's at least reasonably fun for you to watch. Well, listen to. I mean, not a super visual episode this time, but hey, people watch YouTubers who just sit there in their car and talk into the camera. So how much less visually interesting can that be? I kind of want to read this little short script that's here. Oh, it's a page. We'll do it. So the script, it's called Please the Lapels. And because nobody's name on it, I'm not embarrassing anybody in particular. And what are the chances of whoever wrote this ever seeing this video? So the characters in this are called Rabbit Ears and Big Sam. So I'll do Rabbit Ears in my normal voice and Big Sam in the deeper voice, so I don't need to keep reading off who's talking. Hello, Big Sam. What a surprise to see you in our fair city. What brings you here? I was invited. By you. By me? Oh, I had almost forgot. What can I do for you, Big Sam? All I wish to elicit from you, Rabbit Ears, is where is tonight's sporting parlor? Shh! Someone will hear you, and we'll be in the pokey. Now, Big Sam, you would not like to be in the pokey, would you? Big Sam would not like that circumstance, but he would still like to elicit certain information which came here to your city to get at the request of certain parties which are standing near to me now. So, talk. Please, Big Sam, you're crushing lapels on my Bond special. I'm not rich like you. I cannot afford a new lapels twice a year with which number of new lapels I hear you go per annum. Cease the big long speeches, Rabbit Ears. All I wish to know is where is the big game which you conduct. Shh. The least you can do is keep your voice down. When you mention the word game, that is the word which is the worst of all in Lieutenant McGillicuddy's ears. Please, Big Sam, the lapels. When you came to Chicago, who was the first to tell you where to find the action? You, Big Sam. And who is the first to take your marker when the cash runs low? You, Big Sam, but you must remember this is not Chicago, this is New York, where the forces of law, while not without fault, are more alert than in... I hope you were not going to make some remark about my town. No, Big Sam, no. Do not jump to conclusions. You're very nervous and jumpy for one with so much natural persuasion. You're a big man, which is why you were called Big Sam. But I am a little man, so you should never be nervous at me, Big Sam. Please, lapels. They were hard to pick. They were hand-picked by Bonds. What about the game? Your choice of subject matter is limited, Big Sam. Why do I feel like that's very similar, at least, to a scene in Guys and Dolls? But I don't recall a character named Rabbit Ears in Guys and Dolls. But I could be wrong. But this is clearly hand typed. There's corrections on it and stuff. Why would you hand type a page from Guys and Dolls? And it has its own title. It definitely feels incomplete. I am disappointed that the rest of the story, but maybe this is one of those artsy flash pieces that like what, like Hemingway? Not Hemingway. Well, maybe Hemingway. One of those writers that likes to start and stop their story in the middle. Alright, that'll be it for this week. So I guess tomorrow we'll be doing another quarantine log. We'll continue going through that new box of junk from the closet, which so far definitely has held a wider variety of stuff than the first box. Also, hopefully you'll tune in for that. But if you don't, well, you know, this is as much for me as it is for you. So I would like to wish you all a good week. Please stay safe, and I'll see you. Hold on. This is a Sunday video. I have to do the proper outro stuff. Please remember to like and subscribe and follow me on Instagram at Void of Intelligence. We're actually been posting a lot of pictures of the stuff from the closet boxes. I'm also on the Void of Intelligence Facebook page, which probably is honestly a little easier to look at them in because it doesn't crop them the way Instagram does. And, yeah, so like, subscribe, share, comment, do stuff, do a thing, and I will see you in the next video.